Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So you might have a few gardeners on your shopping list this holiday season, and you might not have a clue what to get those gardeners. It's hard to know what to get them. What's the right thing? Well, I'm going to share with you everything that I've used in my garden that I feel would be excellent gifts for the new gardener as well as the established gardener, and kind of take the pressure off of you so you know that you're giving them something really nice and it's not going to break the bank. Most of these things that I'm going to share with you are extremely affordable, very accessible. I'm going to link to all of them in the description below. And I also want to mention too that I'm not paid to tell you anything about these products. These are all things that I believe in, that have stood the test of time and that have taken a lot of wear and tear from me. I'm not a gentle gardener, so they have to be able to stand up to the abuse that I dish out, which says a lot for these products because they've all done that. And some of these tools have been with me for at least a decade. For example, my Gorilla cart. So it doesn't have any more markings on it. The stickers are gone. This was a Mother's Day present over 10 years ago. And I have used this religiously in the vegetable garden, all over the place, for carting new plants around, for when I'm dividing and transplanting. They just load up in here. It can take a lot of abuse. It can handle a lot of weight. This is a 4 cubic foot Gorilla cart. It's been updated since, but it's a Gorilla dump cart. And what that means is it's got a lever here you can lift up and it dumps everything out too. It's since been updated. It has the pneumatic tires. It's just a really sturdy cart, and I find that it's so useful in narrow spaces as well because it's not too big. So if you're in an urban or suburban space and you've got some narrower pathways, this kind of gets in and out of there really easy, and it turns so well. It's easy to turn. It's a really great cart, and I use it for everything, and it has taken a beating, and it's still with me. Stop. Dude, John. Okay, he's pushing my Gorilla cart, but I thought I'd have... John, stop. He seems to like the scent of the perennial geranium, but I've had great luck with this Gorilla cart, and I just think it's one of the most useful tools for getting things into and out of the garden. The most used tool in my entire gardening tool arsenal is this Barebones Hori knife. This is, wait till I take it out, it is wicked looking and it is so useful. So this is the ultimate Hori from Barebones. Hori means dig, to dig, so it's a dig knife. And it's so much more than just a digger. It's very versatile. So whether you're working in the perennial garden, the vegetable garden, so many different uses for it. But you can order it with or without the sheath. Right now there's a Black Friday deal. I believe the entire thing is $40. Typically it goes for about 70 bucks for the set, but right now it's $40 plus shipping. So it's got the canvas sheath with all the leather trimming on it. And then it also has a clip so it fits on your belt or on your pocket really easily. Very easy to carry. And then wait till you see this bad boy. Look at that. So it's got a walnut handle, which as you can see is pretty well used. It's got a flat side here so it rests flat wherever you set it. The end is a metal pommel so that you can, I do a lot of, when I'm banging stakes into the ground, I did some metal edger that I pounded in using this. And it's got a hook on it so you can cut twine with it or pop open a bottle, a serrated edge and a sharp edge. It's all sharpenable, it's all stainless steel. And you'll see these increments here. I use this for when I'm planting bulbs just to get my depth right and whatever else I need to measure, but they're 1-inch increments all along the blade, and the blade is concave, so you can kind of see how it goes, but it's great for weeding and just digging trenches when you're seeding in your vegetable garden or anywhere else. But this, I think, any gardener would love because it is so useful no matter what you're doing in the garden. So this is the Barebones Ultimate Hori knife. I find pruners difficult to use when I'm going in and snipping herbs or deadheading things, especially if the plant is really dense. It can be hard to get in there with a bulky set of pruners to get in there and make the cuts you want to make. I love using my stainless steel Corona, they're hydroponic scissors. I think of them more of like snips. Super sharp, they've got a really nice pointed edge. They're very narrow, so they get into those tight places and they can make really clean cuts for you. So if you're an herb gardener or you're just going in and snipping veg or you're a cut flower gardener, these are great for that purpose. And that's the Corona hydroponic scissor. If you know a rose gardener, or maybe you are a rose gardener and always get tore up when you're pruning back your roses, try these guys. These are the Womanswork Gauntlet rose gloves. They cover your entire forearm. They're all leather. They're made specifically for the contours of smaller hands, for women's hands. So they're available in small, medium, large, and extra large. And I just find them so great when I'm going in after my climbing roses, my rugosas that are just loaded with thorns. And I always get tore up if I'm not wearing these. My forearms will be just a mess. These protect them. I love them so much. I got my mom a pair. They are made in the United States, so yay, that's awesome. But these are the Womanswork, all leather, rose, the Gauntlet gloves. And if you have a vegetable gardener on your shopping list, this is the Roo Apron. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen me when I'm harvesting in the veg garden. And these are, it's one size fits all. The cool thing about the Roo Apron is that the weight, when you're harvesting, vegetables get really, really heavy. You know, let me move this down a little bit. Move it back just a touch. So vegetables get really heavy, right, when you're harvesting. So this has this beautiful pouch here. It's the Roo pouch. And it's adjustable strap, so you can tighten it up to fit you so it's nice and snug. And all of your veg goes into this pouch, and the weight of that is dispersed across your back and shoulders, and it's not all on your neck. So a really comfortable thing to have, and it's got lots of pouches in it for maybe you want to stash your camera or your gloves or some pruners in here. It just keeps your hands free so you can keep working and keep dropping your harvest. Maybe you do cut flowers, whatever you need free hands for when you're picking, whatever it is you're picking, the Roo Apron is great for that. It comes in 4 different colors. I think there's a gray, a green, a red, and then my favorite color, the purple. So that is the Roo Apron from Roo Gardening. My next gift is a bit of a splurge, but if you've got a houseplant lover, he or she's gonna love you for this. This is the Objecto H3 Ultrasonic Cool Mist Humidifier. I bought my first one years ago, not for my houseplant specifically. It was more to benefit us because in the dry winter air of our home, we get a lot of nosebleeds, and I put a few of these around the house just to help alleviate that. But the other benefit of having a humidifier around is being able to humidify your houseplants. That they also suffer too. So I guess I kind of baby my houseplants, but if you've got a houseplant lover, they would love a humidifier. So the cool thing about it is it's such a slick design, but this one also doubles as a diffuser, so you can put any scent you want in here, any essential oil in the base on the fabric there, slide it in, and then it disperses that scent while it's working throughout the space that it's in. And it's got a timer on it. You can run it for 2 hours, 4 hours, or until it runs out of water, and then it shuts down on its own. But it comes in different colors. There are several different designs. This is the H3, there's an H4, a W3, there's all different ones, so you'll be able to check all of them out. But I've got 3 different models throughout my home that I've been using for maybe over 5 years now, and I can vouch for all of them. They're great. They're a great addition to the house in the wintertime, especially if you have a houseplant lover on your shopping list. I'm a garden book junkie, but there are a few that I feel like every gardener should have in their library. Anytime someone wants a suggestion for what book they should have in their garden library, the very first thing I say is The Well-Tended Perennial Garden. This is my #1 go-to. This is one of those books that is a wonderful reference. It's not as heavy, it's not really heavy on design, it's more about the care and maintenance of perennials, and she has added since the last edition. This one here is the 3rd edition. So, and I believe this one has 50 more plants that have been added to it. I mean, it's a pretty substantial book, packed with information. It's one of those books that you can refer back to. You're not going to get lists and lists of plants. You're going to get each plant family and the best cultivars in that plant family that Tracy's worked with, and then how to care and maintain them, and pruning techniques to prolong flowering or delay flowering, depending on what your goals are. But it's one of those books that every gardener should have in their garden library. And the next one, and I don't think there's anything that this guy writes that would not be of value in the home gardener's library. It's a book by Matt Mattis. This is Mastering the Art of Vegetable Gardening. This guy, I have referred to his book time and again in my own vegetable garden, and when I was growing for a farm years ago, this was my go-to for his vegetable knowledge. It really helped me grow as a food gardener, and I really valued his opinions, his observations about plants, and about when would be the best time to plant certain crops. Matt is just, I don't know of anything that he can't do. I mean, he's phenomenal. So if you're into vegetable gardening or want to get into vegetable gardening, this is a great one to have. And lastly, a subscription to Fine Gardening would be an excellent gift. What's really nice about this magazine is, depending on what the subject matter is for that month in the magazine, at the back of the magazine, they have it broken down based on your area. Are you Southwest? Are you Midwest? Are you Northeast? Wherever you live in the country, they have plant suggestions from professionals that are growing in those areas that we live in. So this is a great, there's just so many wonderful, I just think the entire magazine's fantastic. Beautiful examples, beautiful garden designs, and it's just packed with a lot of information that would benefit the beginning gardener and the experienced gardener. And last but not least, the Dram Rain Wand. This is the 16-inch version. It comes in all different colors, so if you know what your favorite gardener's favorite color is, you can tailor the color to that specific gardener. But the cool thing about the Rain Wand is that it's got this thumb action lever on it, so you can open the valve and close it, so you don't have to constantly be squeezing. I have some arthritis in my hands, so sometimes it's harder to squeeze things on some days more than others. And this is just we always have to water our plants. This is just a real nice hand saver to be able to just operate it with the flick of your thumb. And there are different types of Dram Rain Wands. This one has a fixed spray end. There are others where you can adjust the spray pattern on it, and it's so super easy to operate and really saves wear and tear on your hands. And this is our retired police dog. My husband retired after 30 years of service, and this was his partner for the last 5 years. This is Johnny. So you'll be seeing Johnny more frequently in the garden. He's a Belgian Malinois. He's 5 years old, and he's extremely playful and very energetic. But this has been an experience I'm hoping to get him used to being Sita. I'm hoping to get him used to being in the garden with me. We'll see. But happy holidays. I hope my gift guide has helped you find something for your favorite gardener. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Hey, John, say bye. Okay, bye, guys. Very playful. This is Johnny. You're going to be seeing him more often in the garden with me. He's a Belgian Malinois, so very, very active. Sita. So, retired police officer. John, can you get up? Get up. Johnny, sit. John, just sit down. Sit down.